All right, this is unbelievable. The Switch 2 has been selling like crazy. It has sold more than I thought it would within a couple of days. I don't think it's been fully a week since the Switch 2 came out because it came out June 5th. And I've been reading on various websites that it's sold somewhere around the ballpark of 3.5 million units worldwide. And a lot of stores are sold out because I believe like a lot of retailers like Walmart and Best Buy and GameStop, they had to cancel a lot of pre-orders for the Switch 2 because there were way more pre-orders than there were actual consoles. And I'm starting to think whether or not this is going to end up like the PlayStation 5 situation where retailers are going to be constantly running out of consoles to sell. And I don't think even like the PlayStation 5 sold as much as the Switch 2 did within a week. I don't remember how much the PS5 sold within like 48 or 72 hours or what have you, but I remember everybody talking about it being one of the fastest selling consoles ever. And I think, Switch 2 for the most part, like at this rate, I can see the Switch 2 possibly doing 10 million units sold before the end of 2025. And and Nintendo obviously has high expectations for the Switch 2 because I believe the goal for Nintendo is to hit 50 million units of the Switch 2 being sold by March of 2026. At least that's what I read on The Verge. And and the thing is, even though like the Switch 2 is selling faster than a lot of people have expected, a lot of people are wondering whether or not like the tariffs are going to have a negative effect on its overall sales once they actually kick in. And if that's the case, that's something that can definitely hurt the amount of units the Switch 2 sells worldwide, especially in America. And and yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, the only major game that came out was like Mario Kart World. I think there was like another major game that came out on June 5th when the Switch 2 was launched. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but we're getting a lot of big titles for the Switch 2 in the future. Next month, we're supposed to be getting a new Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I believe is going to be July 17th. We still have no idea when Metroid Prime 4 is coming out, and that's crazy because you would think that we're halfway through 2025, Nintendo would have given us an actual date. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm hoping they'll push that game's release back until 2026. But um but yeah, there's a lot of stuff people are looking forward to. And honestly, I mean, I don't see the Switch 2 surpassing the PlayStation 5 anytime soon because I don't think the Switch 1 surpassed the PS4, but then again, I think the PS4 had like a 4-year head start in terms of sales and being on the market and all that stuff. So I don't know. I mean, like the PS5 came out in late 2020, I believe. So yeah, it seems like the PS5 has that head start right now, and I don't think the Switch 2 is going to catch up with it, at least not anytime soon. And and yeah, I mean, like, as cool as the Switch 2 is, I mean, it's not as powerful as the PlayStation 5. It's as powerful as the base PlayStation 4. At least that's what people have been saying. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people have had nothing but good things to say about Mario Kart World. I believe the game got a Metascore of 90 and a user score of 8.3. So I'm guessing that users think it's overrated. Some people think it's underrated. Some people think it's perfect the way it is. But I don't know. I mean, is it really one of those games that's worth paying $80 for? And just seeing how like the cost of everything is going up, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would probably jump to buy the game at $80 because who's to say that, the cost of the game doesn't, rise to like 100 something next year or what have you. And and yeah, I mean, I'm actually, shocked by all this. I'm shocked by the fact that Switch 2 sold as much as it has. And and yeah, I mean, I honestly feel like this is going to be one of Nintendo's most successful consoles since the Switch 1 or even like the Wii console. Um, I honestly hope it doesn't get to a point where it becomes so unaffordable and expensive due to the tariffs to a point where no one just buys it at all and people just they'll just buy it for the wrong reason just to scalp it for more. But but yeah, Nintendo has made it clear that they're not going to tolerate piracy, and I believe there's like a strategy that they have to kind of combat scalpers because that seems like to be the thing for like gaming in general. But but yeah, Nintendo for the most part seems like 2025 has and it's going to continue to be a strong year. I'm not exactly sure what 2026 is going to look like for them, but if things keep going the way they are right now, then it's quite possible that before the end of next year, the Switch 2 can end up selling at least 20 million units worldwide.